everyone, and welcome back to the STEAM Forward podcast. I'm your host, Savannah, and today we will have a guest by the name of Pastor David Freeman. And as we look at the word STEAM, there's an E, and the E stands for the engineering aspect. And Pastor David, he teaches the students in GEN2050 all about coding, all about technology. And today he's going to be leading a conversation with two of our GEN2050 students by the name of Tyler and Kaylee. And today they're going to be discussing their experiences with Pastor David. And this past summer, they were able to do a program with MIT to create their own video game. And they're going to talk about social media and how it affects their life and all this new things about AI and how that's going to affect the future of our world. So can you please give it up for our special guest?
Thank you, Savannah. This is Pastor Dave, and joining me is one of our GEN2050 alumni. And who are you?
I'm Tyler Shackleton.
I had him introduce himself because I'm always messing up his last name.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a discussion on technology, and we're going to kick it back and forth. And I just have a few questions for you. First question, what was your favorite STEAM activity from the summer?
Probably building the video game.
Building the video game. Now, we built a video game this summer, or actually I introduced the students to the Scratch programming language out of MIT. And Tyler, you had already been working with it in school. So when you came into the program, well, tell us what you came in there with.
I came in here with a pre-built game from 6th grade. That was a long time ago. So I was trying to rebuild what I had or try to make it look better than it already was.
And so you already knew a lot of the concepts and everything with the programming blocks and everything. Yeah. So you were like at an advanced level.
Not advanced, because like the way I remember it is not how it is now. So I had to retrace my baby steps, and then I was still a little bit rusty at the same level as the other kids. So,
well, what you were able to produce was pretty cool. I was really impressed with how you pulled that off. So how are you using technology now to learn and earn? Because I heard a rumor that you have a little side business going on.
I wouldn't say a side business. I would just say that I'm helping people. Like I'm not gaining anything from it except for smiles, building phones, fixing phones. So whenever someone has a phone that they need to fix, or any Apple appliance, any appliance regarding technology, I should be able to help you, and not for any type of cost, but just try to make your day better,
Well, that's good of you to do that. Another techie that is out there in the world that started out by fixing phones is an inventor of the Oculus, Palmer Luckey. He basically was fixing phones, and that was the actual device he used to create the Oculus, actually a phone screen.
Really?
Yeah. So you're in good company. We discussed the rate at which technology would soon be moving. So have you noticed a pickup in the speed? Because I know when we were talking about it, it was kind of like an idea that was going to be moving exponentially. But are you noticing a change right now?
I can notice a big change from when I was younger, where most people did certain things. Now, if you would jump into like our present day, it's mostly AI, robot, other technologies doing stuff that other people did previously.
So we talked about AI over the summer, and at that time, it wasn't anywhere near where it is today. And are you using AI currently? And if you are, how are you using it, and how is it affecting how you're doing things?
So for school, there's ChatGPT, Cactus AI,
yes.
Writing prompts, doing people's essays, short answer questions. I used it recently, teacher. Hopefully you don't see this. I used it recently to help me with a project that we had, and it gave me all the key details and key components of what I was writing, and I ended up getting a 95 because I had to put some of my stuff in there, so I didn't want to make it too obvious that a robot did it for me.
So how you're using it is you're not necessarily having it spit out an answer and then you're turning in that answer.
No. I'm just trying to see what it has and trying to combine it with the information that I know to see if I can come to a solid conclusion of what I can turn in. not just rather it just turning in something that doesn't sound like me.
So you're kind of using it like a partner.
A partner, yeah, like a best friend, basically.
Interesting. So it would be like a mentor type of thing.
Yeah, someone to guide me through the work as, as somebody else would, as somebody bigger.
So when it puts out like let's say a bullet pointed list, do you just write from those bullet points, or like if it gives you a paragraph, do you take that paragraph as a template and then fill in the blanks? Or
See, for that, I wouldn't copy it word for word. I would read over it multiple times to see if it makes sense. And then if it does, I usually proofread what I have. And then I usually have notes regarding that information. So I'll just combine it together, like I said before. And then it would just make a final conclusion, I guess, a final draft.
all right, interesting. So we were also talking about robotics over the summer, and we had gotten into the microcontrollers. Were you able to build anything with those microcontrollers?
Let me see if I can remember. So I think me and my group did. We built like the little lights. Remember the lights? So that was kind of cool. And then with those, one of the other mentors was saying how it was blinking was how fast you can see rates, like a hertz rate. Like if it was a monitor, it's 175 hertz. That's how fast you can see it move. And then it was like using that information that would help me, and learning what I did with you over the summer. That was like another level of, well, I can do that, and I can see what I can do at the same time.
Now, was that mentor Mr. Sebastian?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a computer science. I guess he's right now about to graduate, and he's actually been studying quantum computing. So we're going to have him on the show to interview him about that, because that's a whole new animal. Yeah. So we were talking earlier about robotics, and we're not seeing a whole lot of it yet, but it's coming. And you had expressed some concerns about it. What were your concerns?
I was like, how are these robots taking over what people used to do in their day-to-day life? Like back then, before I was born, you would see people as cleaning bathrooms, cleaning restaurants, and now you can see robots just doing it over and over and over again like it's nothing. But if you would take in consideration the other people, how would they feel about this? How would they feel that their jobs are being taken away from robots that can't even process what's happening right now, but just taking all the information that they was programmed with and just going based off of that?
So do you think they're going to be taking jobs?
Yes, I feel like they're going to take jobs 100% in the next couple, like 50, 60 years. I feel like jobs are going to be wiped off.
Do you think that'll cause new jobs to be created?
I feel like if it caused new jobs to be created, robots are going to have those new jobs. I feel like it's a continuing infinity train. Is like once something happens, there's going to be a robot for that situation, and then that situation. So it's never an end, nor there's never a beginning. I guess you can say that.
So that is a concern of yours.
Yeah.
And are you concerned of like where you as a person coming up into the society is going to fit in, or?
I feel like I could, but it's going to be very hard. Now that I'm growing up with way more technology than my parents did, so if they were in my shoes now, they wouldn't know how to come about. But now, since I know a lot about information, a lot about technology, AI, I feel like I can squeeze my way into there, making me able to trying to grasp a concept of what can happen later on in the future.
So do you think AI and the new upcoming technologies are something to be feared, or are they a tool?
I feel like it's depending on how you use it. You can always have an AI to help you with something like the Chat GPT, and then you can always have a robot program to do certain things that can harm people. So it's like it's a 50-50 chance on whoever's making it, who has the intent of doing it.
So it's your intention.
Yeah, your intention on how to do it.
Very good, very good. So I'm going to conclude with something that we always like to do. Word of the day. So what would be your word of the day regarding technology?
I feel like I would say spontaneous, because you don't know when something new is going to pop up, taking over everything, or what's going to make a big change in our society now. So spontaneous, it coming, it going. So you don't know what's going to happen. It's just a shocker to everyone.
also you kind of have to be spontaneous yourself to adapt.
Yeah, you
be
have
ready
to
to
try
adapt.
to.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Tyler, for coming down, man. It's good to see you. And we're going to pass it back to Savannah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and a huge shout out to our sponsors, the Children's Trust and Trinity Church. And as always, there are 3 ways in which you can listen or view this podcast. If you'd like to listen, you can follow us at Apple and Spotify. And if you'd like to watch, just follow us at the Steam Forward Podcast on YouTube. And as always, this is the Steam Forward Podcast. See you next week.
Steam Forward Podcast.